Well, so China actually does all of those things. There is Chinese soft power. Pandas are a wonderful example of that. You know, China's won, I think, great goodwill from the world by distributing its pandas. But then also it takes that and uses it as a sharp power exercise. Sharp power is the application of methods of influence and the exertion of power that in the classic formulation of Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull is covert, coercive, and corrupting. So take the example of pandas I just gave. Once upon a time, they were gifts to the world meant to sort of cement ties between China and a city or country. China now punishes countries. When it doesn't like what they've done, it takes the pandas back. And the idea being that we will threaten you. You love your pandas. Now it is sharp power because we're using it in a sharp way to coerce you into doing something we want you to do. There are many, many other techniques, and increasingly China's also using hard power when you consider the military exercises around Taiwan that are being used to intimidate the Taiwanese people and also threaten China's neighbors in the region, like the Philippines, for example, or even Japan, where there are contested or disputed islands. So sharp power is, I think, a technique that China really likes to resort to because it weaponizes the openness of democratic societies. It's asymmetric. China applies sharp power techniques, taking advantage of the degree to which we welcome them into our countries. And it uses the openness of our societies to try to corrupt. So, for example, China does not allow any of the social media platforms that are popular around the world, like Facebook, like Twitter, X. It does not allow those within China to operate, but it fully utilizes them for its propaganda purposes abroad. And it's deeply asymmetric. Right, so this is one way in which China can be parasitic on the open and democratic institutions of liberal democracies around the world, and even weakly institutionalized democracies. The advantage is that they're saying, well, we're participating in your media space, for example, spreading our propaganda through your media space, but we will not reciprocate and allow you to reach our people. So that it's a one-way street. And it limits our ability to advance democratization within their spheres of influence, but they're more than able to try to interfere in the democratization of other spaces or to create a more permissive environment internationally for their form of authoritarianism. And so it's perfect for them. You know, our democracy, they ask us to live up to our values, our democratic values within our space. And they say within our realm of influence, we reserve the right to act like authoritarians.